Let's bring in the chairman of No Fallen Heroes Foundation, retired Navy Top Gun fighter pilot Wiz Buckley. Wiz, great to have you on the show. It's again for a bad reason. I mean, we haven't covered aviation a lot in the past several years. The past few months, we've covered it a great deal. I want to play some sound of the witnesses who saw this, Wiz, and then kind of get your take. Watch this.
I just saw the plane started falling apart in midair, and then the tail came off, and then just flipped over in midair and started falling into the ground.
So I turned and I looked out my window and I saw a helicopter, and it looked like pieces were falling off. But it happened so fast, I didn't have time to get my camera or anything, but I watched it splash in several pieces into the river right outside my window.
Yeah, and pieces were indeed falling off, Wiz, and helicopters just don't fall apart in midair.
Trace, you're absolutely right. You can see on some of those videos the main rotor departs the aircraft and the tail boom is no longer attached to the cabin as well. Helicopter, a lot of moving parts, Trace, a lot of moving parts, and all of those parts have to work perfectly. And if they don't work perfectly in a helicopter, things can go bad very quickly. If there's just a problem with the motor, helicopters can auto-rotate. They can land, and this type of helicopter had floats on the skids. But in order to auto-rotate, you need a rotor and a tail boom. And something just absolutely catastrophic happened with this helicopter.
I want to show this picture if I can, Wiz, because we kind of slowed this down, and you can see there are parts, there are rotor blades that have broken off. If we can show this, you can see it highlighted right there. You have on the right the actual helicopter, the fuselage, and then you have these rotor blades in air. I mean, you talk about, we talk a lot, Wiz, about pilot error. There is nothing that a pilot can do in a situation. I mean, nothing in this situation, right?
Trace, as soon as I saw these videos, my chest just hurts. I mean, the children, the pilot, the parents, absolutely nothing they can do. At that point, it just turned into a brick. Very, very catastrophic. These helicopters, Trace, are a lot of these tour helicopters. They're workhorses, man. They really ride these things hard. If I own one of these companies tonight, I'm out at the airport right now with a flashlight, making sure every cotter pin is put in there and every bolt is taken care of, because when something goes wrong in a helicopter, there's almost nothing you can do.
What about the wings tapping at DCA again, Wiz? What do you make of that? These are both commuter jets. These are regional jets. Does that play into this at all, or is this air traffic control error? What do you make?
Well, Trace, you've seen it, right? When you're backing away from the gate, there's wing walkers out there, and they usually have a wand in the air, and they have visual with the person doing the pushback on the tow tractor. It sounds like this was actually on a taxiway. As an airline pilot, you want to be right on the center line of the taxiway, because that's allegedly supposed to clear you from touching anything. But also, as the captain or the first officer in the front of an airliner, you are always leaning out to make sure you are going to clear that in case somebody just is a little bit in the wrong position. So it sounds like somebody was in the little bit of the wrong position. Technically, the one who was on the center line of a taxiway is okay. But Trace, as you and I both know, you're not supposed to hit anything. Right. You and I, sadly, with the DC midair, talked about don't hit anything on the air. This is an example of don't hit anything on the ground. This ain't hard.
We should note that there were a number of Congress people on board the airplanes. Nobody was injured, and we'll have the investigation on that coming up. Wiz Buckley, great to see you as always. Thank you.